You can't easily buy Nvidia on the ASX, so a lot of people bought the next best thing, an AI ETF. There are 4 of them, and you'd assume they're 4 versions of the same bet, Nvidia and a few famous friends. They are not. One of them doesn't own Nvidia at all, and that's the one that won the year by nearly 50 points. 4 tickets to the same gold rush. Let's open them up. First, sort them into 2 teams. Team Brains, the funds betting on the intelligence itself. On one side, GXAI, the sensible all-rounder, 84 holdings, semiconductors, big data, and cloud. The widest pure AI net of the 4, and the only one that actually owns the famous names. Beside it, AINF, the young hotshot, launched in 2025, just 30 stocks and not the chips at all. This one buys the picks and shovels, data center power, networking, and a surprising amount of copper. Hold that thought because it matters later. Then Team Bodies, the funds betting on the robots. RBTZ, the comeback kid, the most concentrated of the 4 and the most Nvidia of the lot. In March 2026, it rebuilt its index to chase humanoid robots and widen out globally, China included. The whole comeback, bet on androids. And ROBO, the OG. Robotics and automation since 2017, before it was a theme. The most spread out of the 4 and the priciest at 0.69% a year. 4 funds, 1 shelf. Now watch how differently they did. 1 year. 4 AI funds. Here's the table. The infrastructure fund, AINF, the one quietly selling power and copper instead of chips, ran away with it, up 65% in its first year. GXAI, the all-rounder, up 46. ROBO, the veteran, up 38. And the robotics comeback kid, RBTZ, came last at 15. Nearly 50 points between first and last, on 4 funds that all wear the same 2 letters on the label. But returns never travel alone. Here's the number the highlight reel skips. The worst drop each fund has taken, peak to trough, and it complicates the victory lap. INF, the winner, has barely been scratched, down 13% at its worst. RBTZ, in last place, has been down 48. The catch is that AINF is barely a year old. It won a good year, and it has never once lived through a bad one. That's not a forecast. It's just worth knowing before you read too much into a single great number. So why did the boring one win? Follow the money. The 5 biggest US tech companies plan to spend around $700 billion on capital projects this year, most of it AI data centers, and the power, cooling, and networking it takes to run them. AINF doesn't own the chip designers. It owns the companies selling the grid, the wiring, and the copper underneath all of it. The robots got the headlines. The infrastructure sent the invoice. That's the whole thesis, in one number. Now the part the thumbnail never shows you. You'd assume 4 AI ETFs would X-ray down to the same handful of American megacaps. They don't. Put them side by side. GXAI is memory and semiconductors. SK Hynix, Micron, AMD. AINF is copper mines and power companies. Freeport, Southern Copper, GE Vernova. The 2 robotics funds are industrial machinery. ABB, Keyence, Fanuc. 4 different X-rays. And Nvidia, the whole reason most people are in the room, is a rounding error in 3 of them. And in the one that won the year, it simply isn't there. Take the 5 names everyone actually came for. Nvidia, Microsoft, Alphabet, Meta, Broadcom. And watch which funds actually hold them. Nvidia shows up in 3 of the 4, but Microsoft, Meta, and Broadcom each live in exactly 1 fund. GXAI and only GXAI. Not a single one of these companies is held by all 4, and the fund that won the year owns none of them. You bought an AI ETF to get these 5. Mostly, you got something else entirely. What could be? So, no scores out of 10, and nobody here is telling you what to buy, just what each one actually is. GXAI, the broad AI and semiconductor basket, the one that looks most like AI on the tin, and the one that overlaps most with the US tech you might already own. AINF, barely a chip fund at all. Power, copper, and the data center build-out. Youngest, most concentrated, best year so far, and the least tested. ROBO, the veteran robotics fund, the most diversified and the dearest. RBTZ, the most concentrated and the most Nvidia, now reinvented around humanoids. 4 very different answers to the same question. So that's the shelf. 4 tickets to the same gold rush. One selling the widest map, one selling shovels, two building the robots. And underneath the labels, they are not the same fund at all. The one that won is the one that looks least like AI. Funny how that works. Read the holdings, the label is just the marketing. Brains or bodies, which one would you have picked? This is the exposure desk.